Welcome, everybody, to another episode of the Floyd 26 podcast, the show made by young people for everybody. My name is Adam Duffy, and I am joined by my illustrious co-host, Jack Casey.
What's up, everybody?
And two very special guests, some of our good friends, Rawad Basma.
Hello, hello.
And Weston Bishop.
What's good, boy?
I'm so glad y'all are here. Like, I saw y'all getting all like hyped when Adam was introducing you. I was like,
oh, dude.
It's
No.
so
Prop
good
up
to
in
be
my
here.
chair.
Yeah, this is a dream of just having like best friends just at
man.
this table
Yeah.
like this, man. This is great. But Rawad and Weston are friends of ours from high school who now go to the University of Georgia with Jack.
Yep.
So I am the odd one out, but
And they were roommates.
and they
and
were
they are roommates.
fine. But now they're here in Georgia for the holidays, and
Never left.
that's cool. Me neither. We're lucky to have them sitting here today. So, guys, how you doing today?
Dude, honestly, today kind of stinks, right? Finals time, doing all that work, blah, 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 blah. But it's amazing to be here. You can tell I'm having a good time already, bro. I'm smiling.
yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
happy.
same. I mean, I'm cheesing since I got here. I finished my last official final. I mean, I still have another test, but I'm done with finals.
My boy was cheesing.
cheesing.
Yeah, I still have a test and 2 finals. My finals are
Stat.
like next week.
Yeah, we both got stat.
Yeah, stats.
That's
Mine were so easy, man. Like, my whole semester was super easy. Just all online. Didn't speak to a single teacher or student. I just did the work. I've mentioned this a whole
I know.
bunch.
We've said this a million times on the show. I don't feel like I'm learning anything. I'm just clicking through, looking for checks on ELC. Just
Dang.
I kind of retaining information, but I don't know.
I actually bought a check account just for one of my finals because I realized that
Dude.
the final was actually about stuff we learned in
Honestly,
the class.
it is a good investment.
Check.
I thought about it a
yeah.
lot.
The thing that's kind of annoying is how a bunch of people are getting busted for cheating, but through Chegg specifically. I don't know if y'all heard about that. A ton of people were getting caught. It's because Chegg, obviously, I don't actually have a Chegg account. I don't even know, but so you have one, right?
I got one yesterday,
Okay, so you got
and I
one yesterday?
canceled it right after the test.
But does it know what school you go to? Does it ask that stuff?
It shouldn't. I don't think so. Although I know, like when I was looking up, when I was looking up answers on one of my, when I was looking up the answers to my final, literally it would be
You
a
can't put this on the internet.
the class is over. I passed the class.
No,
Okay,
I don't.
okay.
I honestly don't understand how Chegg is a thing. How?
Okay, so
that's what you're about to say.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
guessing.
So not only that, so I don't know. Like I said, I do not have a Chegg account. I don't. the University of Georgia. I do not have a Chegg account, and I don't know how it works. Okay, I'm just going off what I see on the internet. Is they were sending stuff to schools. Chegg was like, hey, this student has an account and was using this specific file or whatever, right? So a bunch of people got busted for cheating when I saw that, and I was like, how did it know what school they went to? That's what I was confused about.
I can tell because when I was looking up the answers on my final, literally it would be pictures of the online test. Like someone took their phone and took a picture of the computer screen of the question and posted it on Chegg, and then someone answered it. So it was literally in the same format. I mean, the curriculum, although it is somewhat
So it's
standardized,
from
it's
your final.
it's literally I'm sure it was like the day. I didn't even check the date, but I'm sure it was the day of because it's an online final that had to have been this year. Someone just took a picture of it, and then the guy answers it, and then I'm like, cool.
I have so many questions from that because, why would Chegg report that? That's
does
their
seem bad. Yeah,
demographic.
it does
that's
seem
their
bad for
audience.
business. It's kind of like when
That's horrible. For
it's kind of like when OnlyFans was surprised that the only people who use their website is adult actors.
No,
if you
actually,
will.
OnlyFans wait, really?
Yeah, and then but then they kind of started tailoring to that because then
Yeah.
that whole
They announced at one point that they were gonna prevent that from happening in
Yeah,
the future.
exactly.
And then they were like, wait a minute. How
they
are
were
we gonna make money?
wait, that's stupid.
No one's
That's
gonna
so
buy
much
our
money
stuff.
lost.
On the Chegg subscription thing, it has all these tools. It's it's like Quizlet and what you think of Chegg. It has study tips and flashcard shit, makers and what. And it's nobody uses that. And it's all part of an extra paid subscription. And so I really don't know what they're thinking. Because I've only ever used Chegg. I mean, I've never used Chegg before because it doesn't work for the most part.
It used to have. I remember in high school, early high, sophomore year, it had it to where sometimes it wouldn't be blurred out. Oh, this question's free for now.
It's
sometimes it would have a lock on it.
Course
Hero
Hero,
is the
yeah,
same, dude. My,
sometimes.
apes class. That was all about Course Hero.
We can
I
shit on
think
high
it's-
school. We're
Oh
good.
yeah, no. What's Wheeler gonna do? Bro?
Did you guys not like high school?
I loved high school.
No, I just talking about like
loved
cheating.
high
honestly
school.
didn't
Okay,
like it
here's
that
the
much.
thing.
I was okay with it.
I mean, no, like I love parts of it.
Parts
I'll
of
say
it.
that.
No,
Yeah,
I'm not gonna be like
I
100%
definitely
loved
had-
it all the time.
Oh
no,
yeah,
no.
definitely not. But I will say, I kind of loved my classes though. Like I usually really enjoyed them. I don't know why.
Me too.
Yeah,
I
me
didn't have a
too.
class I dreaded every day.
Especially my last
For
2
the most
years.
part.
Like my first 2 years when I was like emo and all my classes were like stupid. Like I didn't
Yeah.
like it, but like junior and senior year, I was kind of thriving. Most of my classes were either like video or in like an office somewhere, and it was supremely easy.
Yeah.
I wasn't like a good enough applicant for UGA yet to the point where I could slack off senior year.
Me either.
Like I was at the point where I felt comfortable as long as I still had like a pretty consistent course schedule, like similar to my junior year, my senior year,
yeah.
and all that. So they still think I'm like a try hard or whatever.
Me too. Because I got deferred from UGA first.
Oh, I got in, but
You got in early,
I
right?
don't think I would have if my like. I think that senior schedule actually helped a lot.
Really?
Yeah, I really think it did.
I was very borderline for sure. Because my freshman year I slacked and like I had like I think 2 C's my freshman year, and that was
Same.
that was like
I'll
an
do it too.
anchor, but like I pulled through.
I never got a C, but I got a lot of B's my first 2 years, which
Really?
like isn't a big deal in general, but like in
Yeah.
out
Competitive Georgia
in
school,
Magnet,
Hope,
bruh, yeah.
scholarship.
East
Magnet.
Cobb
East
specifically.
Cobb specifically, exactly.
I'm about to say
Yeah.
because like UGA as a whole, like the stats to get in aren't awful. Like they're
No.
not like demoralizing. Like
But like-
Harvard or something.
But like I have
that.
met some people at UGA
I mean,
from
so
like
have
from
I.
like bumfuck nowhere Georgia who
Dude,
like had
the
like a
stat
2-3
class.
G.
Yeah.
The stack
st-
class. The stack
Okay,
class.
all right,
And
look-
my
look-
and my intro to psych class. I was like like some of the
No,
questions
I
I
don't-
was like
Oh my god. No,
was
listen,
like, they're for real?
Me and Rawad are in the same Stat 2000 class at UGA, and we didn't know it until like halfway through, which is kind of
not
funny.
even
Not even.
like
exactly.
like 3/4 of the way.
Yeah.
Because you weren't in
Until
class
then.
together?
Yeah.
Right, exactly. It was
Interesting,
all
interesting.
online, so we didn't know. But like we're chilling in that class. We're doing I have like a 91 right now or something. Like definitely a good grade. But
Yeah.
like there are some people in there who you know are just like tanking because the questions they ask are just like, oh my god, where are you from? Like what kind of education?
Yeah, and yeah, not just that. Like I offered help, like to help people. That is at the beginning of the class, especially the beginning of the class. Okay, so the class got a little hard. As
It did.
It went on.
It started off.
Granted.
Yeah.
Granted, you know, I'll be like I must say that. So it's warranted that some people are struggling now, but I'll say like at first the class was like definitions basically.
Yeah.
Like I'm not
literally.
even kidding. Like it was like means, like some very 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 elementary stuff.
Yeah.
So like when people were asking for help, I was like, huh? And then like the first test was all that stuff, right? And I offered to like go over the test with some people and like go over what they missed, right? And like the people, sometimes they didn't even seem like dumb talking to them, but they performed like really bad. It's like they really like. I honestly, I'm kind of blaming it on online school a little bit.
Oh,
Dude.
yeah.
Like I
definitely.
like there was just no way they were paying attention during notes
Yeah.
because the notes I was literally just like basically like reciting the notes when I was helping these people,
Uh-huh.
and then they got it immediately. Like they got it immediately, and I'm not like some great teacher or anything. Like I'm I'm
dude,
not.
people. I personally like online school is not it for me.
Online school was working for me for about halfway through the semester, and then I think I haven't seen a single lecture since. then.
Like literally, I was like,
I-
I don't really need to watch this
it's-
video.
Yeah, I
Like,
will say the effort. I mean, that's how I am with like every school year, though. I
start off bumping,
dude,
and
I
then it's
start
over.
off like model student, and then I slowly get worse. But I will say, like, I'm better at how like much I can, decrease the acceleration of how bad I'm getting. I will say,
I like that.
in senior year. Okay, I mean, I guess it's senior year, so it didn't matter much. But like, oh my god, senior year, first semester, senior year, especially. Oh my! After I got into UGA.
done.
I was,
Bro, that was me.
Yeah.
Sophomore year, bro, I straight up like slept like half the day every single day. I, I
Yeah.
like never did.
And our second semester senior year got cut short a little bit. So even after that, like I remember it was like 2 or 3 weeks after like the extended spring break had ended, and we got that email that was like, "You guys can stop with if you're comfortable with your
Oh.
grades." I was like, "Oh, for real? Really?"
Oh, yeah. Dude, that was
Bye.
one of the best email of my entire life that I've ever read.
I'll
was
see you in
awesome.
2 years, man.
No. Oh,
I felt so dumb for doing the work because
I know. I know.
Prior.
I did like a week's
dude,
worth
I
of
did-
work.
Yeah, I did like
I'm-
so little.
I'm shouts out Ashton. I hope he's watching this episode. I will say I was talking to him maybe like a little bit before that email would have gone out, right? So like we're under the the idea that we should be doing our work, and I was talking to him, And I was talking to you too, and Warzone.
Okay.
And I was like, man, you guys are just literally not doing anything.
Yeah.
You guys are like, no.
Yeah, it was me, Joel, and Rohit, and you, I think.
Yeah.
Over a Discord call playing Warzone, and Rawad was like, you guys are on Discord playing Warzone all the time. Like, are you not?
Y'all, they were playing so
Bro.
It was literally guaranteed. So first of all, my sleep schedule to say was scuffed. Like
over with.
Like 7 p.m. a.m. Excuse me, was like my bedtime. Like I would be out, and then I'd wake up at 2. I'd be like, oh god, and I'd wake up, I'd check Discord. I'm like, bet, and then jump in and then play a little.
Dude, I would play Minecraft 13 hours a day. I'm gonna be real, dude. I did nothing but play. Minecraft.
But Rawad would get in there and be like, "Are you guys like not doing work?" And we were just like, "No." Are you kidding? Like, I did a little bit. Like, I was on.
You said you did one of the essays.
I did one essay in Dr. Carter's class for lit, and then he was even on we were on a Zoom call with him, and he was like, "Y'all don't really have to be doing much," and I was like,
yeah, he's chill.
Hey,
like,
Joel, I was done.
Yeah, when you told me that's when I started like holding back a little, but I still had calc, and I had Shashank thankfully to teach me. That's a good teacher. That's someone who's actually
Cornell
really good
boy.
at teaching. Yeah, Mr. Cornell. So he was helping me out at first, but it was still time consuming. Oh my god, one of those and this is Shashank. This dude took second or third level GT calc in high school. And I'm in honors calc, and one of the assignments took us forever.
Yeah.
Forever. That's why, I felt like such a loser. When I found out I didn't even have to do all that, I really could have just been doing nothing. Like I was doing at other times.
For some reason, I was in Gov and Econ, and we left right as it switched from Econ to Gov, and our teacher told me we had to do stuff. She said since we didn't have a grade in that class, we had to do something. And I was like, I don't really know how to grapple with that.
I don't know if you two heard about this because I didn't either for a while because all three of us
I've never heard about
were
this.
in the same AP Gov class.
Yeah,
and then
that
AP
class
Econ
was
later.
fun
I
as
loved
hell.
that class.
That class was amazing.
Oh, that was amazing.
Yeah, that was. I would just come into your class and say hi.
Not the same Econ.
Yeah, I was in third, fourth.
But anyway, we took AP Gov and Econ, not honors. So I remember when quarantine started, all the people in honors were losing their mind because their teacher gave them a giant packet to do. Because that's
hilarious.
half the semester for that because they do it in one semester, half and half. So they just started econ, so they didn't learn any of the econ. So she gave them just a big old packet to do, and they were like, "Do we have to do
this?"
This?
Berry?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a full semester packet
she
because it was at first
I thought she was. No, she is still cool, but
Yeah.
she didn't want her kids to just be
Yeah, no.
doing nothing.
She maybe thought the EOCs were still gonna. Wait,
Right.
is there a Gov EOC? No.
No,
I don't
think
think
it's just
so.
There
econ.
isn't.
Yeah.
It's just econ. Never mind. Okay. No.
But yeah, I was just like, dude, I'm
Right.
so glad to not
have a
have a
little-
packet.
I have a little hot take. I honestly was kind of happy that senior year got cut off short. I'm gonna be honest.
not a hot take around these.
Yeah,
Really?
not, that's kind of common
Dude,
knowledge.
I had
Treated me
so
well.
much work to do that I just got to do
Yeah.
none of.
I didn't have
had
to do
so
senior
much to do.
project. I didn't have to do budget project.
Yeah,
I
Me
feel like
too.
I'm forgetting something.
those are my two. I had to do internship with Magnet my first semester, but I actually,
and I was in AP research, and I had that.
Oh.
How long was that paper? Either 2,000 or 5,000 words. I cannot remember which one. Either
No
way,
thanks.
it's something I didn't feel like doing.
Yeah.
And I don't know why. I hate when I'm self-righteous sometimes because at the beginning of quarantine, March 13th or something, Mr. Kent sends out an email that this was my teacher, and he's like, "Who's gonna be still writing this paper?" Because I figured the presentation was getting scrapped, or maybe we'd have to record it, but that's whatever. But who's writing this paper? And these papers, by the way, are dense. They are very dense, and I have to and I already did some of the research for it, so then I'd have to do literal statistical analysis on it and then write about it. A lot about it. and silly me was figured we were going to be in lockdown for a long time because I didn't, as I never did believe the word that the president was saying. So I was
Exactly.
I figure we're going to be in this for a while. And I was like, maybe I need something to keep me preoccupied. So I said yeah at first. And then didn't work on it. I kind of forgot it existed.
why would you say yes?
Dude, I was like I said, I was being self-righteous. I don't know why. I was like, I need some work to do. No, I don't. I don't need work to do. Are you kidding me? I was like a little goblin in the basement. I didn't need anything. Yeah, there you go.
You mentioned the president. How I honestly want to know, when you found out that he lost, when it was locked in, what was your initial reaction? Both of you.
You know the straight face emoji?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, why?
I just felt like that. I felt like the straight face emoji. Don't get me wrong. It was like best case scenario, I guess, that that Biden wins. But like, I just didn't see it as an overall victory, like for the country.
I've heard a lot of similar opinions from that. I honestly kind of agree because like I support Biden. I think he's like generally just a good guy. Obviously better than what we had.
Okay, yeah.
But I kind of felt like a weight lifted up. Like I was like, because people clowned us. The whole world like clowned us.
I mean, I had like family abroad, like in multiple countries, and like. Ironically, like actually, the ones in Lebanon never said anything. Like for those who don't know, Lebanon's an absolute mess right now. like it hasn't been this bad in a really long time. So like I guess they read the room and just didn't say anything about it. But yeah, no, like they would still like drop sly comments, except like and this was only at first, but like they caught on pretty quickly that me and my family were like not crazy about them. So. Yeah. But like just knowing people abroad and like just knowing how we were viewed, it was pretty embarrassing. I will say that.
Like in my head, that was the first thing I thought of.
Oh, and then like when you read the French president, so this is one of the biggest like European countries, talks about he was talking about, obviously Trump lost, a world where like Europe and America aren't exactly allies, which I mean like I don't feel like getting into like world like law right now, but like I will say like that's like a really big bombshell to drop.
Yeah.
Yep, I think it's probably better for our relationship with other countries in general, but 100%. About the same for us. Like,
no, domestically. Actually, I don't see too much.
I mean, it depends on like how much can get done, but like as much as I was like, it's Biden, like he's really not that different from Trump in the first place. It's honestly such a big improvement. That like I cannot be like.
I would like it to be said this wasn't me being some like Keck centrist like candidates. No. That's not what I was.
We're both
saying.
like leftists.
Yeah, I was not. I was by no means like taking some like center position on that.
I'm not like, man, what about them taxes?
It's not like 2016 where you're like, I don't like either one.
We saw the stupidest TikTok.
And
ever.
It got like so. I honestly think the best part about TikToks is the comments. I think the comments are 100% hilarious. I think 100%. It's very underrated. So there's this TikTok, and basically this girl's talking about Biden's tax plan. So, God, there's so many. I've actually never seen a more wrong video about his tax plan. And I've seen plenty of very wrong videos about taxes.
It was so stupid.
This was it felt like a parody. So I'll say what she said. So she was impersonating, a stupid liberal talking about. Like they like Biden, and then she responds with her based red-pilled response of, "Oh well, what about taxes? Are you ready for this? Are you ready? It's so bad. It's literally so bad that corporations would be taxed over 62%. That's what she said in the video. So she just got a bunch of facts mixed up. So the 62% comes from a report done in New York City specifically.
I thought she said that they make over $400,000.
Oh yeah, that was so okay. Yeah, my bad. So since these companies make over $400,000,
just not a salary, the company total income.
Yeah. So she's getting corporate tax and income tax mixed up. So there's your first like glaring mistake.
We're closer to 400,000 than like a major company is to 400,000.
Oh
literally,
and we're net zero.
Yeah, exactly.
I was like, what do you think Amazon is paying in tax?
No. Literally, like someone
like, do you just think they're not making money?
Wait! I'm not even done, guys. That's the best part. Is so she talks about like, so what about these companies? So she was saying if they get taxed over 52% or 62%, excuse me. So once again, this number she's pulling from a report done on New York City specifically. So that's with the city of New York taxes, state of New York taxes,
okay,
and your federal taxes. All that could amount to 62% marginally, right? Could. So she was saying
on a person or a corporation?
On a person. Okay. No, a corporation you tax 60. That'll never
happen. I mean, I figured that like I don't know. Maybe like New York is off some stuff.
No, absolutely not.
Okay. Yeah.
Especially with all Wall Street there, that's never gonna happen. So basically, that's her like super hot take. So then she goes on to explain that doing this would cause prices to inevitably rise by like 100% basically. Like
she said 2 times to 3 times.
Yeah. So like double or triple in price.
Okay.
Chick-fil-A, Nike, Adidas these are the corporations. Are the 3 examples of the that you don't want to live without.
And
Nike and Adidas?
Biden want to take away your Chick-fil-A biscuits.
Yeah.
And your Air Forces.
Yeah. Joe Biden is with no iPhone, no Nike, no Adidas, and no Chick-fil-A.
God damn it.
No, that reminds me of the anti-Joe Biden ads where he was like,
Oh God.
You told me about these.
Oh no, which ones?
Joe Biden's gonna come and take your penis off. I dare.
He's gonna come take your manhood away.
Yeah, he's gonna come take your manhood.
Your guns
I remember
and
we
your
talked about those
manhood.
in Gov, or no, it wasn't even in Gov. It was way later. Oh my God, those were so funny.
Political ads are so disgusting.
That reminds me of the. I mean, we were talking about other topics we could bring up on the podcast. The Harry Styles dress thing, normalizing manly men, right?
Yeah,
Dude,
nice.
Candace Owens, bro. Candace Owens.
Weston, you want to wear a dress?
My girl.
Weston, you want to wear a dress?
Wait, so in the YouTube version,
No,
could
you can't.
edit in the picture of me in the dress?
You can't.
Yes.
Yeah, it feels appropriate.
Okay.
Like
Yeah.
me, I would have had to have been under 5 years old. I'm just wearing like my sister's dress, my sister's bikini.
Do you have to be under 5 years old?
No, like I'm just saying. No,
It's illegal to wear one after
in the pictures. I was like, this is how old I was, just for like some context. 'Cause
Yeah.
you'll see baby me.
That's cute.
I don't know. I saw this TikTok, like you were saying, of people saying, "Oh, you don't support Harry Styles in a dress? Well, you can't support any of these artists." And he showed off like Young Thug, Uzi, like a million artists that people would listen to. Obviously, they were all wearing dresses.
I think people being upset about someone wearing a dress is probably like the dumbest shit. Like it does not get dumber.
I mean, it's up
like
there.
you
It's
have
like
nothing
that-
else to bitch and complain
No,
about.
that
that person
I mean,
who complained
hold on,
about
guys.
Chick-fil-A's tax rate and
no, guys. What we're forgetting here. So, like, who are the big guys coming out talking about this? So, Candace Owens was the big one, I feel. Or that's one I
Yeah.
saw the most because she was really crying
It's
about it.
far right people who don't have anything better
Yeah,
to do.
Ben Shapiro, Stephen Carter. So,
I think I saw Dan Crenshaw comment on it.
Dan Crenshaw. There you go. I mean, like, if you think of any more, please throw them in here. But
Yes,
what we're
sir.
forgetting is they're all fucking losers. They're losers. No. Candace Owens talking about manly men is fucking hilarious. Her husband cheated on her with her brother. And you want to talk about manly men? That's
Fantastic. Did he actually? Did that actually happen?
I had to fact check
That's
that.
fucking
Candace Owens came out and
crazy.
said that. And like that's weird how no one talked about that, right?
I would
I
talk
find
about
out
that
no,
all the
People
time.
are
if
people
I
are
knew.
too busy countering her. They don't have time to look at that shit.
Yeah.
Oh
no-
my
and
God.
Then, Abigail Shapiro. This is Ben Shapiro's sister talking about manly men. And you can go ahead and throw this for the YouTube too. I'm sorry I'm giving you so much editing work here, but please put a picture of Abigail Shapiro's husband and let's decide in the comments how manly he is. Okay? No. Like I don't get it. Like
Abigail
He's
Shapiro's
rocking the gun show. Oh wait,
Ben
no,
Shapiro's
that's her
sister?
brother.
Ben Shapiro's sister's
Okay.
husband.
Okay.
Bro, I think they're mad because like Harry Styles pulls off a dress way better than Candace
Not
Owens
only
or
that,
Abigail Shapiro.
He was on the cover of Vogue magazine
of Vogue.
where he got paid to do that. He
That's
got
true.
a big old Kai has been arguing this like every fucking day. You can imagine she's probably like, "Oh, people like you know what I'm talking about."
Of course.
She has been like she brought it today. Her and her dad were talking about it. He got a big old check to do that. And he loved doing
Should
it.
we just start
Harry
wearing
Styles.
dresses?
Like why not like
Next episode.
Those times, I mean, I'll talk about this in a second. But
Might get kinda
those
drafty
times I
down here.
cross-dressed, like in middle school.
yeah.
Dude, the skirts I wore were nice. Like those things are comfortable. Have you guys ever worn a
I
dress or
mean,
a skirt?
like traditional, like okay,
No?
if you go to like any traditional
kilt?
clothing, it was all skirts basically.
Yeah.
like
'Cause
all
they're
guys
gas,
wore, like
dude.
literally go
Yeah.
to like pick any.
Because they're freaking gas.
If you think about it, honestly, a skirt with like some like boxers, I feel like that's like basically
Especially
as cozy as you
especially
can
for
get.
guys because we have balls.
Incognito.
Exactly.
If like
So it's-
pants
it's
and
cozy
and like
as you
underwear
can.
are like gripping your shit, like wear a
You just gotta go
skirt.
commando, dude. You just gotta go commando
Like-
at
No,
that
that-
point.
I don't
I don't know
about
Dude,
about
not
that
down
one,
here.
but
Not
yeah.
down here.
No,
It's way
down
too
here,
cold.
A little
Not as
chilly.
Cold as
public.
freaking here, bro. Oh
Yeah.
my god.
So what were you talking about cross dressing? You mentioned this
All right,
earlier.
yeah. So I went to a Lutheran, like elementary and middle school.
Right.
I'm not gonna name drop it.
Right.
It wouldn't be hard to find on Google Maps. It's right next to our high school. But
Oh, you went to that one?
yeah, the one with the principal that got arrested for like molesting people.
And the one that like on their little LED dashboard thing says like promoting family,
Yo,
like
bruh.
traditional family
I
values.
love I love that story because not even that story, but just that fact because that is like a stereotypical Christian school, like the pastor, which is basically like isn't he like the principal basically?
Yeah,
of,
he
like-
was the. I mean, he wasn't the pastor, but he was the principal. He got involved in like chapel and stuff.
okay.
Yeah, obviously.
He like that is so like Christian school like stereotypic. Oh, he's touching kids.
It's
Like,
also
that's
like the worst shit ever.
horrible.
It happened.
Terrible.
I mean, it happened a bunch at the one like 1,000 feet that way at the end of the road.
dude. It
happens
everywhere.
to freaking all of them, dude.
Yeah, I'll tell you
Yeah.
after the episode.
Okay.
Like,
I did not know that.
but
Awful.
After it happened, that like we had to have like cameras in every room in the school because we didn't have a camera system before then.
Did this happen on school?
Yeah, it happened. Well, As far as I know, like 3 people came out. And I think 2 of them were at school, which is crazy.
That
means during school hours.
So he was during school. That's crazy.
I went there after that, bro. When I was a kid, I was in 6th grade when that happened. I didn't understand that. Yeah. I was told that he hurt people. I was like, he didn't hurt me. Don't worry about it. Like, what did you got? He kicked some kid in the shins.
Yeah, dude, that's
they were probably just fighting. They were play fighting. Okay.
I would say now I'm pretty switched on when it comes to dog whistles, especially with like the political scene in America. Like so many dog whistles are always being used, but every now and then, when it comes specifically, and I guess like there's just growing up a guy, so I don't have to like think about it as much, like being sexually harassed and stuff. But like those kind of dog whistles, I was still kind of late to. Like I feel like if as an 8th grader, like I was told that.
I get that. Yeah.
I feel like I wouldn't have. Like I would have been.
Yeah.
Like,
honestly.
Like no way. Even though I'm 14 as an 8th grader, like you'd think. Old enough.
If someone told you that someone molested someone or like hurt someone,
you don't think?
I mean, someone.
Maybe
I don't
the
think
shit out of a kid. Like that would also put him in jail. So.
I don't think molestation would be the dog whistle in that scenario. Like that would be the.
I was like, are you 14 years old and you don't know what like molesting someone?
No, I was talking about dog whistle.
Talking about dog whistle. Yeah. Talking about the hurt part.
I wouldn't have ever like came to that conclusion.
Yeah, I mean, I grew up in Utah most of my life, and then I moved here in the 7th grade. And it took me a long time to catch up onto like stuff like that. Like, I mean, this isn't really a dog whistle, but I didn't know that porn and pornography were the same thing until the 8th grade. Like, I knew they were two.
You didn't know it was just like a nickname, like a shortcut?
I didn't know it was a short. Like, it was one day in school, I was thinking about it.
Yeah.
And I was like, holy shit. It's just an abbreviation.
How old were you? How old were you when you like found out that porn existed?
Okay.
Taylor.
That's weird you say that because like, I knew it existed, but not from watching it at such a young age, but like movies. Like they would talk about it in some movies I was watching. No, like I figured like it has to be a thing. Like my mind just kind of like imagined it. I was like, that's gotta be real. I don't know. I was like, I don't know, younger.
Dude, I straight up just saw it on the TV one day. Like in the middle of the night, I was just like walking up the stairs, just on the television.
Oh shit.
Bro. I like my like parents don't like watch that kind of like they don't, bro. Like I don't know why
they
don't
watch porn on the TV.
Sometimes Adult Swim, like when Cartoon Network would switch to Adult Swim, it would play some raunchy stuff.
Really?
Yeah, like 3 a.m. Like my parents would be asleep, and like I would be watching cartoons, and it would switch to Adult Swim back in like the early 2000s, and I'd be like, what am I watching? Because it would have to be like shitty anime. King of the Hill, or just softcore porn.
Dude, now they're anime. From the commercials I've seen, they have some mainstream anime up there, bro.
When I was a kid, they were playing.
Swim is kind of awesome now.
Yeah.
Pretty great.
It's pretty great.
They have Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
I mean, like rag on Rick and Morty all you want. It's funny. It's
oh no.
Robot Chicken.
No. Like the fan base of Rick and Morty fans, like the main fans. That is, I would say, like I'd consider myself a fan, but I'm not one who is like itching over the drop or whatever. I'm not one of those guys who thinks it's like the best writing ever and like all profound and shit. No, I'm not one of those guys. So those people are super annoying. But Rick and Morty is like it's a really cool show.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen the Orbit commercials with the voice actor for Jerry?
Yeah,
those make me so uncomfortable. I cannot hear him like saying
the voice actor of Jerry is like kind of popping. I've been watching the show Archer for a really long time, and he's Cyril. He's Cyril on Archer.
My dad is obsessed with that show. He loves Archer.
Yeah, I don't know why. I think that's like the demographic of people who watch it is like middle-aged white guys.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
I agree. Awesome. No, I definitely agree. Like all his friends do too. So
there you go. Yeah.
We were talking about. We just went off on tangent from cross-dressing.
You want to talk about the cross-dressing?
Yeah, we started the dress. So all that stuff.
The second time I did it twice. I did it once in 7th grade and once in 8th grade, and I might get what happened for which one mixed up. One of them was for fun. I don't remember if it was 7th or 8th grade. I think it was 7th grade.
And you did it out of like protest?
No, the other one was out of protest.
Okay.
The first one was just for fun. Second one was, I mean, it wasn't really a protest. It was just because I was annoyed and I wanted to see if I could get people like ticked off. Yeah. So basically, I went to like a Sunday school, and it was youth group. It was youth group. Actually, it might have been Sunday school. I don't really remember. This was like the last time I like did like an activity for like Sunday school or anything there. So I go there, and it's like my friend's dad is like the youth leader, and he has some really, really fun things to say about gay people. Like really fun, like throwing stones at them fun. And I like
Yo.
I was like, you know, maybe.
Yo.
I remember like when it happened, like after he was like, yeah, we should continue stoning gay people. I was like, maybe you shouldn't. I was like, I don't know. You know,
Hit him with the Ben Shapiro.
yeah. Jesus hated poor people and the gays.
Theoretically.
As the Bible said explicitly.
Yeah. So, I was like, obviously, I was like, man, that's kind of stupid.
That's whack, bro.
I mean, I knew that like nobody who's like a good person would say that, and I was really annoyed. And I knew that there are other people at the church that felt that way, right? So Chapel Day comes around. You know, I had to put on the skirt. I had to put on the girl's uniform. Yeah.
Step out.
And like, dude, the weird thing was, at this young, I didn't even know that like transsexual people like existed. When I was like 8th grade,
I remember
I was
I
like,
learned they existed.
Me too.
I remember so vividly.
Me too. I do.
was
I remember
at,
where I was.
It wasn't a Barnes and Noble. What was that other bookstore?
it's insane that you remember
Borders.
where you were.
It's like 9/11 version.
The one at the Avenues?
LGBT.
Yeah.
No, it's oh my god, and it doesn't have Starbucks in it. It had Caribou Coffee. It was just so like off-brand.
Discount
Barnes
Barnes
and
Noble.
It even had like off-brand Starbucks, right?
Okay.
So, I mean, Caribou
Library.
Coffee wasn't that bad.
It just sounds funny.
Caribou-
Like
I thought it was
They're-
terrible. I always like never liked
I
it.
only remember going there once, but you know what? That's not the point of the story. The point of the story is explaining I was going through the Guinness Book of World Records and I saw a guy. So it was a formerly girl, a guy gave birth. And I was like, how does that work? And my mom's there. And then she was, here's the thing. I don't think I can say this. I'm not going to say it. I'm just going to practice on the side of caution.
Okay.
Yeah.
all right.
I'm just practicing on the side of caution.
You're talking about a transgender male, by the way, if that's what you're curious.
Yes, I'm talking about a transgender male.
Yeah.
But like, I just remembered like so vividly how my mom explained it to me.
Mm-hmm.
Progressive woman, by the way. She wasn't being derogatory. She was just explaining to me like what it worked and like explain like the surgery and like the hormones.
Have you
and
ever
all that
watched the
stuff.
surgery?
What?
I watched it. It's on YouTube, bro. It has so
What?
many views.
Also,
Really?
Also,
You
dude,
just
all
watch it, bro.
surgeries are on. Like you can basically watch anything on.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah,
my
I've-
brother was obsessed with them, and he'd always show me. And I was like, dude, I do not.
No,
want
it's
to.
like
Only thing I'm saying
And he
like
was
that.
mostly obsessed with like breast augmentation and like.
I used to watch a lot.
and I
of
was just
those.
like, and like
Interesting.
other surgeries like down there. And it was
Wow.
just disgusting. I was
I mean,
like,
I've
dude.
seen live birth.
I was like
disgusting.
in freshman
Automated
year.
video through
Well,
psych.
yeah, but saying psych, we have to
Psych,
watch
yeah.
that. I actually
It's-
slept
it's
through that.
gross.
Shouts out Dr. Historian.
I slept through
The live birth.
AP
AP
psychology.
yeah,
I
I
slept
mean-
through 90% of AP psychology.
Why would you want to like watch a live birth? Like,
Oh, I like psych myself out. I was
Especially
like,
since
bro,
the goddamn parents were so weird.
Oh yeah,
Like,
the
the-
only
Yeah.
thing was so I watched the build up for one. If I should have slept through anything, it should have been the build up.
it had a whole like story to it. It
Yeah,
was
meeting
weird.
those weirdos, I wasn't really.
Homie was
trying
like
to get,
pressed
like-
up against it. He's like, he's making whale noises.
emotionally
Stop.
connected to the C-section.
Oh my god.
I'm trying to get you like emotionally connected to like the incoming C-sections going on.
Uh-huh.
No,
Yo.
it wasn't a C-section.
Contractions.
Yeah.
Contractions.
Well, I mean, it could have been a C-section.
It was a live birth though. It
I'm
wasn't.
pretty sure I was a C-section, and I was like I was born like 5 weeks premature, so I was a small baby.
Oh, dude.
Really.
Oh, I was late. I was 9 pounds 11 ounces.
Oh,
Jesus
big
Christ.
guy.
Big,
Wow.
yeah, big body.
So you
Big
were.
body out the womb. I didn't want to leave. I didn't want to leave, man. I think that's what it is. That's what my parents always say.
Overcooked, dog.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Doesn't a mom have to get a C-section if like say her oldest kid was a C-section?
I
doesn't
wasn't. I wasn't a C-section.
No, I know, but like isn't it where if the oldest kid is one, then the rest have to be?
Yeah,
I think there's an increased
Do I look
risk.
like I know,
And
boy?
since like it might be, I think it's easier to
Oh,
reopen.
okay.
Yeah,
okay.
exactly.
My youngest brother, Isaac, he was 3 months premature and he had a C-section because he was all fucked up when my mom was pregnant.
Okay.
She had like GBS, Guillain-Barré, and all that crap. But
Oh, it's Parsa.
Okay.
Hey, Parsa.
Parsa just arrived on the
We were
set,
like,
guys.
what the hell was
yeah,
that?
I thought it was a family member. I was like,
We all just kind of stopped.
I was like,
Yeah.
I told you not to come down here.
All right, Jack's had his screen time now.
You're
No
kicking me out?
way.
No shot. No shot. Are you leaving? Where are you going?
No, I'm just here now.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
All
Are you
right.
gonna be here the rest of the time?
You can fuck around in that chair if you want to. You can pull it up here.
Just yell whenever you want to be picked up by the mic.
Yeah, Parsa's here. He just stopped by. He's been having a good day
You
downtown.
can just come in and lean in
Yeah.
mine. Yeah, don't worry about it.
Oh.
Dude, out of all of you, Parsa's the last person I saw.
What do you mean?
How so?
I mean, you know,
And like before you.
I see him all the time, man.
Oh, for real?
All right. Anyways.
Parsa, you want to get educated on politics?
On
Is that what you
politics,
said?
I feel like
Let's
that's
talk
a
about
good
some
segue.
politics,
Wait,
right?
why don't we get into the desired politics then? UBI specifically.
Okay.
We didn't really.
Well-
talk about it.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay.
Yeah. Like we started on it and then just completely. I wouldn't
Yeah.
even say derailed because I'm not mad at that
Me,
comment.
me
I
and
guess, like-
Weston, we're talking about this earlier. We're kind of uneducated on it, so
Oh, yeah.
enlighten us. best
I
you
guess
can.
one thing I can start by, I recently saw a poll. I think it was from The Hill, and it was like done very recently about approval rating of UBI countrywide, and it hit like 77%, which is up 50 points, like from like the low
That's
20s,
actually
from like the
insane.
low 20s back when the primary started. So that was something I saw that was pretty awesome.
Nuts. Out of like all voters?
$15
Just
minimum
like
wage.
they surveyed as many people as they could.
That and $15 minimum wage are so unbelievably popular.
Yeah.
For obvious
dude.
reasons.
Popular amongst everybody except for most politicians.
Yeah, except the
Yeah.
politicians.
And my dad. and that old Republican dude down the
Well,
street.
what would the negative consequences be of things like that?
Okay, so
I mean, if I thought about it,
I
can
know
think
less
it,
about
but-
increasing the minimum wage than I know a lot. Like I guess like I know a good amount about UBI and like everything that would go into it, but I'm not as educated about like an increase in minimum wage and how like the implications of that and how to like balance it.
The thing about economics, which makes me like really appreciate it, but then also just absolutely hate it at the same time, is a lot of the things that should happen don't happen. Like in terms of free market versus this and that. Like I mean, in theory, the U.S. should have the lowest. Like in theory, like going then
On paper,
like
yeah.
like since we are among the developed countries, it's still the only with like a free market healthcare system, right? So like we should have the cheapest. Fun fact, not even close to the cheapest.
Yeah, we're like
or one of the most expensive.
Yeah,
right?
very
yeah,
far
I was
from,
about to
like,
say.
I think out of like all like the
Very far
OECP or maybe just like developed nations,
Yeah,
you could
we're-
say we're like literally the most expensive by a pretty wide
And like
margin.
not like the best either.
Yeah.
No.
Also, we're like the worst. Like we have like the most dysfunctional system. You guys know about like circuits and stuff.
A little bit, yeah.
Like it's honestly the thing is I'm only 19, right? So I don't know about like I don't have to deal with any of this stuff yet. But
Yeah.
goddamn, when I do, I'm gonna be pissed off.
Both of my parents have
know.
worked in healthcare their entire lives, and they always talk about like how like the internal workings of like the the healthcare system is just all cucked. Like it's just all very convoluted and unnecessary.
But UBI.
Oh yeah, I was literally about to say I don't want to get too sidetracked about that.
Yeah.
But here I can explain, and if I leave out any details, go ahead and correct me. So basically, the idea is like $1,000 a month for anyone, and you can opt out of it too. That's the thing. So I will say,
Why
like,
would you though?
I don't need President Biden.
so yeah, that's a good question.
to my chew. I don't know, bro.
Well, if you opt out, that can go towards like other taxes you might have to
Oh,
pay,
okay.
And
which is another reason
I think
why it's so popular. It just makes a lot of sense to
Right.
be honest.
I think one caveat was that if you're already getting Social Security benefits equals to the sum of over $1,000, then like opting out could help you. Like it's just easier than like having the government like
Okay.
give you $1,000, but then saying like, oh, we'll give you like whatever's left over. It's just less
Right.
convoluted for some, in like a very few cases, people who are like getting a lot of Social Security benefits.
Yeah, and
$1,000 isn't a lot for Social Security.
Yeah, so maybe I don't.
Yeah,
I'm
Like
I'm not
most people.
sure.
It might be like above the minimum.
I believe it's welfare is the opt out, not Social Security.
Oh yes, you're right. Sorry,
Welfare
I
would
was-
make more
yeah,
sense.
that was-
yeah.
that was-
Welfare. But okay, so one thing, as any time you start government spending, people are like, where's the money going to come from? Which is always a hilarious question because there's always money.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And,
I mean, literally, it's not like we care about where the money's coming from.
We printed so much money in the past few months,
I was gonna
dude.
say, yeah, it
Oh
does.
my
And inflation. I thought like here's it is. You print a lot of money, inflation's supposed to happen.
hmm
Where is it? Like we printed
You don't have-
We printed $4 trillion. Like just that one bailout, and we might do more. So we might like
And
continue.
the
mass
Fed,
printing.
the Fed's complaining about like how the inflation rate isn't high enough, and so they print more money
yeah,
to like
it's hilarious.
inflate the currency. But honestly, like they need to. Like
Yeah,
they
yeah,
need to
yeah.
have a set inflation
Yeah.
rate
Of course,
every
of
year
course,
to
and
keep up with the population rising.
Right.
And so with UBI, right? So the one thing is, where's the money coming from? So the really big misconception. So I know $1,000 a month isn't a lot of money per person, but there are a lot of people, right? So this amounts to a lot of money. It's like I'm gonna get the figure wrong, but it's in the trillions of how much it would cost in terms of government spending.
3.8.
3.8.
year,
I was
yeah.
gonna say 4, so I'm happy I wasn't
Pretty close.
too off. So yeah,
Ballpark.
$3.8 trillion, right? That's a lot of money. So where would we get it from? So people always immediately assume income taxes, which is like hilarious because there's so many things you could tax. So no, it wouldn't come from income tax. If it came from income tax, that would actually be a pretty like big hike. That'd be a huge burden on like the tax-paying people of America. It comes from a service tax from big tech, which I love. I love that idea. I hate big tech so much.
Because
they piss
they're
me.
making more money than we can count.
Exactly.
Out the
It's a
wazoo.
certain
Yeah,
tech-
and
it's-
also we like don't regulate them at all.
yeah,
At all.
It's the
Amazon,
Facebook.
Facebook.
Sorry, caveat. Do you guys hear about have you guys looked at
Yeah,
the
the
Facebook
Facebook
thing?
stuff, yeah.
I
What
should look into it
Facebook
more to
stuff?
see how
What-
effective
what-
it's going to
what
be.
Facebook
but
Wait, what?
They're
they just decided in a Senate hearing that Facebook has to split apart Instagram and WhatsApp from like their
Instagram and WhatsApp.
Yeah, since it's like too much for just Facebook to own, they have to like
Are
split
they
them
considering it a
in.
monopoly?
Let's go.
Yeah,
yes.
let's go.
They have to split them into separate
Break the
companies
trust
again.
up.
That's amazing.
Thank
Yeah.
God.
Wait, but
I never thought I'd see the day of it. Like that's how you know it's so bad when the Republicans are like, yo, these monopolies are like maybe a
Do
problem.
any of you guys have Comcast?
yeah,
Do you guys know
Yeah.
that Comcast is
Universal.
doing monthly data caps next
Yeah, I
month
know.
around the nation?
Well, it's funny you bring that up because they already did, but it was like so high, like a family of 20 couldn't hit it, right?
Yeah.
Like, but it got a little weird starting in March because all the kids were at Zoom in school. Dad was at home doing Zoom business with his office, and so was mom, obviously.
Yeah.
When the whole family's on Zoom streaming video from everywhere,
Nonstop.
that data cap gone.
Yeah, and
You know-
we were talking about this on Discord once.
Yeah.
I was like, what is wrong with my Wi-Fi? I was
Yeah.
like, my speed is getting throttled. I was like, there's
No.
no way my
It
speed
one-
is not getting
what?
throttled.
Who's your provider?
AT&T.
Okay,
There,
it
that's
is.
all I need to know.
All-
It's
I shouldn't
yeah.
even ask. All the big ones throttle.
Yeah, of course.
But
Mine's AT&T too.
I hate internet monopolies. Actually, I guess they're oligopolies.
they're insane.
yeah.
They're
They are
insane.
ridiculous though.
Comcast-
And they're so anti-competitive.
Comcast is even like cherry on top is because they're owned by Universal, who owns NBC.
There's always a bigger dog, dude. There's
Always.
There's always a bigger dog. Yeah.
It's crazy.
That's why I support Boost Mobile and Pitbull.
Doesn't
Okay.
Boost Mobile just use like
T-Mobile.
Yeah,
I have no
T-Mobile,
clue.
who's like owned by Sprint.
I just
or,
think it's
like,
the
they own Sprint
funniest
or
thing
whatever.
that Pitbull is their spokesperson. Like it's just the
That
most
is
hilarious.
Boost
thing.
Mobile,
T-Mobile's not owned. No.
Mr. Worldwide.
It's T-Mobile. No, T-Mobile bought Sprint.
Yeah, okay, that's
yes,
what it was.
T-Mobile
I
bought
knew
Sprint.
that like one of them owned each other.
Okay,
They're
UBI.
Yes.
Okay, no, don't worry. I remember where I
We were
left
talking
off.
about big tech.
No. So it's a service tax, excuse me, on big tech. It's like it's a really similar system to what Alaska does with the oil companies there. So like
Okay.
everyone in Alaska is guaranteed at least 1,000 to
6
2,000
A year from
But yeah, but this is just one like state government spending. So obviously the federal government can spend a lot more, and like it's big tech tax is going to be a lot more
Would
than oil. So.
would Amazon be able to avoid it like all their other taxes?
No, not
No,
this
it-
kind.
it would have
it's
to-
a, it's a
It's gonna
service
be-
tax, so it's basically like
It doesn't
like-
matter where you're based.
Yeah, so the idea is like you know how Google makes like X amount of money per search.
Okay.
So like a little chunk of that will go towards the pool of every search.
at
So
transaction.
every
Yeah,
Amazon delivery in
and,
the
and
US.
every Amazon purchase, a little chunk of that will go. So
Oh,
it's like a
wow.
big pool, and this is from all the tech companies. So there's plenty of money to be had there. Trust me.
And the tech companies wouldn't pull out from it because I mean their whole market is here.
Oh
Well,
no,
I
they
mean,
can't pull out.
yeah.
What do you mean pull out? Like what
Yeah,
are they
that
supposed
would
to
kill
do?
them.
Yeah, no.
I'm just thinking,
The
worse
thing is, a
circumstance.
service tax, it's not that much though. Like it's
Can't
like
be.
like it's not going to be that much,
Can't
especially
be.
since it's going to be
I
like
thought it
the
was a
burden.
value added. Is it not a value
I
added?
think it's a different. It's like naming conventions.
Yeah,
It's
I was
like
about to say, I
Well,
believe
I thought
believe
it was,
that is the same
it was
thing.
10%, right? It was 10%.
a value added tax.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure on the specific number.
I remember Yang saying
I just-
10% a
That
long
that
ass
that
time
no,
ago.
that is the value
Did it
added
change?
tax
It
he
probably
talks about a
changed.
lot.
Because
Okay.
if you think about it, you drive down any street, any neighborhood around here, there's an Amazon package in almost every door.
Oh,
Everyone
especially
Dude,
now.
has
I
Amazon
I
Prime.
literally cannot wait for the day that we break Amazon up.
Dude,
Can't
like
wait for it.
Amazon,
Well,
and
they have
not
branched
even
into
that.
everything.
Everything.
Amazon has branched into
AWS.
It'll
I was
feel
literally
like-
about to say
A-
web services.
yes.
Like, I mean, my
Oh,
dad
yeah.
works in tech, right? And he like, he's
Dude, they're number one.
yeah, he's
I'm-
kind
I'm
of
clapping.
foreseeing this, so he's getting all the certifications for
Yeah.
like for Amazon. So there's like 4 different levels, and you have to take tests for it. And like, they must be hard because like I'm seeing that man like study. Well, like thankfully, I think he's like done with that now. But like
Yeah.
I'm seeing like this grown man study for like hours.
Jeez.
But yeah, like Amazon packages everywhere, Instagram ads everywhere, Facebook
yeah.
ads everywhere.
Dude, I would
Apple
literally-
has over
They
like
also
a
own-
billion iPhones sold. I'm like, dude, that tax would be nothing.
It would be nothing unto them.
nothing. They
I
would.
like-
They wouldn't even notice it.
I like Apple as a company, though. I think Apple's pretty cool.
In terms of big tech companies, Apple's
Yeah.
definitely kind of a.
Apple's one of my
They're
favorite
like
ones.
morally. I feel like. I mean, because
I mean, they still.
well, no, I have to bring up
yeah.
morals because
No. Oh, I thought you were saying morally they were good. I was like, what?
no.
I was
no,
like,
no.
well,
Yeah,
but
I
the
mean-
thing is, you can't pick a big corporation and then like
Be like they're 100% clean.
Yeah, like
that's not what I was
they're
gonna say. I was gonna say
Yeah.
morally, like they're not.
You gotta
They're
go-
not a Zuck.
You gotta go like the Nike
Oh,
approach
no.
and just ignore like the sweatshop workers,
Right,
The
exactly.
people like jumping
and the
out of
nets
Foxconn
outside
buildings. Yeah.
the windows to prevent them from killing themselves.
Dude, that I remember reading about that. I was like, man, I don't know, like
That's
how that can
cucked.
even just fly. Yeah.
lot of-
Okay. So, but one of the things about value-added taxes, I love hearing this because this is such like a primitive idea, but you feel like it would make sense. You're like, yeah, if everything in Amazon costs 10% more to do for them, then the price for the consumer will go up by 10%, and then
That's not how that works.
and then all the money gets sucked back away from the government to the corporation, which it isn't how it works. But it's amazing that people think that and they will stand by that
that's
for
incredible,
months.
actually.
Well, it doesn't work. Like, for one thing, like, cost doesn't decide price. It's a factor in price.
It's a factor
but
of production.
It's not like the cost. Like, if you raise the cost 10%, right? Like, okay, let's say like an iPhone costs $400. It's got like they're selling it for $1,000. If it costs,
Does it even cost $400?
yeah,
to
it
make?
costs
Okay.
like around $400
to produce
make.
a single
Because
iPhone?
I know
Yes.
Beats headphones, or at least a couple years ago, Beats headphones cost $14 to make, which is
I think
Crazy.
Apple iPhones are like less than 400, but it's like
Okay,
around
okay.
400. But
Okay.
like, let's say they're selling it, so like
okay.
400 extra 10%, it's 440. Yes, Apple is going to charge you $1,100, even
Yeah.
while their profit margin is literally still
Like basically the same.
that's pennies to them, like
Yeah.
literally.
But
On the
people
bigger
think
scale,
that's how that works,
No,
and that's amazing to me.
because people don't there are so many uneducated people in America. Like literally,
Yeah.
we were talking about TikTok. I'll bring that up again. Did you see the one? And this kind of goes
God.
back to our older topics. But did you see the one where girls were in the car and they were like, school shootings? They were really down this year. Yeah, because no one was in school.
Okay,
That was a
I
joke,
think that was a
wasn't it?
joke.
That wasn't a joke.
Are you sure?
One, I researched it. It was not a joke.
Okay, so you okay.
Not a joke.
I did not research.
People
it, so
were
I'm gonna-
duetting and stitching with that, saying, "Are you like
actually-
that ass?
I mean, I'm sure that's just
Dead
like
ass?
like a Google search of like how many school shootings were this year, and then they see it's low, and they don't critically think about any other.
Oh,
they
no,
don't,
no, no.
They don't
Critical
think that they were on
thinking-
Zoom.
Critical thinking is like that's the biggest lack of in people in
Yeah.
America. It's like you don't have to know physics. You don't have to know economics too much, at least. Like you don't have to know these things super in depth to be an informed voter.
Right.
You
Exactly.
just have some critical.
Yeah, it's very like step one to like the last step thing without regarding anything in between.
I don't think you need to be an informed voter because you have two choices. Like,
Also,
if
yeah.
I need to study for a multiple choice test, I damn well don't need to study
50%
for a
right,
true false.
yeah.
A true or false test.
True or false test, and I feel like the answer really should be common sense, but it's unfortunately not. And also, it's really not common sense because the choice you have to pick anyway, the common sense choice still fucking sucks. It's still an awful choice.
There's never a choice where you like everything.
There definitely has to be a balance between people wanting to become more educated about the world around them, but then also a reform of the actual system that they're learning about.
Oh yeah,
So,
no.
like,
One thing for sure, and like because especially like we've never seen a voter campaign like this before, like to get people to go out and vote.
Yeah.
Because it was so alarming how little people voted last time, and like it makes you think, why is there so much voter apathy in the first place? Like, did that never cross their mind? Like, why is there so much apathy? Like, why
Yeah.
don't people want to vote so bad?
Yeah.
It should be screaming to them. Like other countries don't have like this bad of a problem at least.
I think it's
Right.
amazing that our turn up, our turnout went up so much, and Donald Trump still got 74 million votes.
74. I didn't even know it went up.
I think that's what it is.
No, yeah.
yeah, around
I-
that.
Biden won by like 7 million at the end.
Well, I mean, yeah.
And can you believe that? Like, it was close at one point. Like, we were
It
watching.
was, dude. It was
Oh,
close for like
yeah.
3-4 days. I had CNN in my room, like on all day. I didn't turn the TV off, just in case like I would wake up and see if someone won or not.
Yeah, like
'Cause it
day
was
of.
so long.
Dude, I really wanted Biden to win because I was like, I'm not graduating from college and not having healthcare.
Oh,
Like,
oh,
oh.
no!
I
I don't
went-
think y'all understand. If so, I so far. Oops.
Whoops.
I still plan on studying abroad at Oxford, hopefully, like
Okay.
my 3rd or 4th year.
Tear it up, dude. Holy shit.
Wow.
So, but the thing is, if Trump like actually won and we kept going down this like,
You wouldn't be able to leave anywhere.
I mean, well, no, I could leave.
You could leave, but it would be way harder. Because I feel like if you got another 4 years, immigration laws would be really, really hard.
Well, I mean, with England specifically, they're not even in the EU anymore, so I'm not.
Okay,
not,
that's
like,
true.
Entirely
Yeah. And it's not
sure.
even immigrant related. You'd be a tourist.
Yeah, I'd be a
technically, but-
tourist, but I would have been like assuming like I could consider that semester almost like a trial period. Like I was literally gonna go and like see it as like a scouting for like possibly living, because I don't know where I'm gonna live. I have absolutely no idea. But like I was really gonna take that, and I still might take that as like a serious like scouting opportunity. Like if I
Yeah.
really like it there, because I'm not entirely. Like I said, I still don't want to take these like takes you see on the internet so much because I don't like being grouped in with like internet liberals.
Right.
They're so
Wait,
annoying.
what?
Internet liberals, like,
Well, I mean, it's like that on both sides. Far right and far left, they're annoying because
Of course.
they don't have an understanding of the other side.
yeah, but my like for me to say like, oh, I'm not impressed with like America as a country, like it'll sound like, you know, like those people who like really like don't like, or like pretended like they don't like America on the internet.
Yeah, my biggest thing is that like communication online, like especially like when taking like classes about politics on like in college, it really is hard to communicate effectively between each other when you're like responding to discussion boards about like political views. Like it always just made me go crazy because it's just like how do I convey this message to somebody like by typing it out?
It's so hard to like type out political ideas because I need to explain shit for like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, at a bare minimum
You
for any, like,
need to
small
cover.
topic, I need,
It's
like,
like
a
that
good,
with
like,
any
5
real
minutes.
discussion because people will nerd the fuck out on you and just think of every single detail that why you're wrong if you're in a debate.
Yeah, no, especially, and I did want to talk about this. I wanted to segue from UBI into this a little bit and like just talk about the Democratic Party a little bit and like and centrism in the U.S. as a whole. And I'm gonna pull up an article.
Are you gonna
Radical left John
Are you
Ossoff.
gonna talk about fish?
Dude, just
I
one comment
love
while you're
fish
pulling it up
it's
is that
real, bro.
I almost wish that these elections like didn't go to a runoff. Hell, I might have been even okay if Kelly Loefflin Purdue won. I just hate these political ads. Like I really thought they'd stop after the third.
The Warnock dog poop ad though. That ad is super funny. I love that.
Was that the one he
seen
made?
that one.
Like he made to defend himself, or was it the one?
Yeah, it's him defending himself.
Yeah,
It's
before-
him walking. Wait, is there one like in response to that now?
I don't think so. No, but I was just like,
That would be a really good opportunity. That I like that ad. I really love one of the anti John Ossoff ads from 2017. Where
He's all Hollywood.
Yeah.
He's coming for you.
He's
the
all
one where they're
Hollywood.
like he made fun of.
Okay, so
he made fun of the female students at his college.
Okay, no.
Tinseltown John Ossoff.
The best part, I love how, and I also wanted to talk about this, was I want to talk about both parties, to be honest. They're both so annoying. But the Republicans, they do, I mean, like I said, I was just talking about how people have no critical thinking skills.
Their ads suck.
Yeah.
They're so boring, bro.
They're so
I'll direct 'em, dude.
stupid.
Ours are
it's so
funny.
easy. No, that's literally like I was like, Joe Biden's gonna rip your penis off. Like that's literally what it felt like every time I was watching them. I was like he's just not gonna like do anything.
And they
of the
kept
sort.
calling Joe Biden. They kept calling him radical. He's
Radical?
not radical left at all. He's
Please,
very
they-
centrist.
They'd be like, he's gonna bring communism. Be like, yo,
He's not
the
a
communists
Bernie.
hate
He's-
him.
Dude,
Like,
I love the way that
anyone
like,
left leaning, like actually left leaning economically is like, dude, fuck Joe.
the way
Exactly.
that Republicans and like Democrats alike portray like the political spectrum in the U.S.
They don't understand it at all.
Yeah, they literally
No.
don't, dude. They think that Biden and Trump are like different. They think they're different people.
Yeah, no, I mean economically,
old white people.
No, both parties
Might be pedophiles, definitely racist. Like they're the same freaking person.
Yeah, and not only that, like the approach to politics between both parties is still pretty neoliberal in the sense like it's pretty
Yeah.
laissez-faire approach, like free market, like they
Yeah.
always go to the like
Why did Parsa?
I don't know. I mean,
He's
I guess
just
he's,
checking us
Don't worry
out.
about Parsa.
yeah,
He's-
he's directing.
he's
you know,
chilling.
I trust him, right?
Oh, I trust
So,
him wholeheartedly.
One thing with the Republican Party, and it's hilarious with the Georgia senator election, is Kelly Loeffler, the richest woman in Georgia.
Oh my goodness,
the
she is
richest
so-
woman in Georgia.
She's
She's
the richest
so
woman in
rich.
Georgia?
Literally,
She
so
has,
wealthy.
She's literally the
most
richest woman in
expensive
Georgia.
house in Georgia.
And
bro.
David
Really?
Perdue,
Yeah.
I don't know how much money this man has made. Like, if you just look at his like stock portfolio, like he's a multimillionaire.
He was a
So-
CEO before he became a senator.
Of,
Wait,
of
so-
Reebok and of
CEO of Reebok.
of Reebok and another one.
Yeah,
and
another big
company.
What?
Reebok and
Oh, and not only that, so
Financial
you know how like
sector
the big like ad against David Perdue was always insider trading, right? And that investigation, he technically wasn't insider trading. It was just like really scummy.
You talking about when he like
So like the coronavirus briefing and they go and
all those
sell the stocks, right?
I heard about that from political ads.
Yeah,
actually.
yeah. So I decided to read up on that, and I keep reading up on it. And a new Goldman Sachs log, which is like a big hedge fund, if
Right.
you didn't know
Yeah.
what Goldman Sachs
Oh,
was,
yeah.
I think
basically revealed.
I think I've heard of it.
I think I've heard of Goldman
I
Sachs.
mean,
Yeah,
no,
just
like
a
I'm
little
talking
bit.
to the
Aren't they like the
camera.
third
Yeah.
political party? They
Yeah.
just own
Yeah,
both of the
they-
No,
other.
no,
they're
they're,
the
they're,
new-
they're
they're the
the
new Tea
political
Party.
party. I mean, they have them both pocketed anyways. So
But what did the report say?
basically that he doesn't have a financial advisor, and he could have literally just been insider trading.
No, I thought it just came out that he actually initiated the trades himself.
Yeah,
Like,
no,
I thought
from
it-
the Goldman Sachs log. So his whole defense was he had an independent financial advisor who was making all the decisions for him, right? With like set sell-off times. No.
God
Wow.
damn it.
Yeah, no. So it could literally just be straight up insider trading. Which
And
is
then
hilarious. The common
right
man,
after that-
David Perdue for the common man.
the economy crashed, and then he
Farmers
bought-
for David
the
Perdue.
farmers of America.
No, and then
That's
he literally insider traded after that with
Again.
that other company. The CEO sent him an email telling him there would be a change in management, and he was like, it was an accident that the CEO like meant to send it to a different David and sells all the stock.
David Perdue.
Stock crashes immediately, buys it back up, stock goes back up. Like
not me.
It was like it just seems like standard.
Not knowing Republicans, they'd like try and tie Jesus into it. You know, one thing I don't get is
God
why
told me to sell my
is
stock.
why the Christians buy into it, because like I truly don't believe any of them would actually think like this. Like none of them like the
It's so ironic, and we could have talked about this earlier when we were talking about Christian
Yeah,
school
of
and
course.
stuff. But the whole basis of Christianity is to accept everyone, like Jesus did.
I think no.
Yeah, I mean-
Time out.
Yeah.
I think what it is, bro. I feel like it's not Christianity.
No, it's not.
It's the South.
Yeah.
And
It's Southern-
everybody is Christian.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So it
and
feels
It's
like
Southern
it's
Christianity.
but it's
Southern
really
Christianity
not.
is different.
No, I don't think it's
Yeah.
Southern
It's-
Christianity. I just think it's the South and the
That's what I'm
It's the
saying.
Baptist
That's what I'm
church.
saying.
Like
It's the
these-
Baptist
these
church.
people
It's the
happen to
fucking-
think-
It's the fucking Baptist
These
church.
people happen to think this way, but then they're also just happen to be Christians. Like
Yeah.
it's not
Southern Baptists are so real. Like people like, oh,
Oh, I
I
mean,
know.
that's
I
like,
live
that's
here,
a big-
bro.
yeah,
no, I
mean,
know.
yeah, I've lived in
I'm just
Georgia my
I'm
whole
exaggerating
life.
the point.
Yeah,
I
to
know.
the
I know
global-
you know.
You know the mega church. I'm actually forgetting what it's called.
Johnson's Ferry.
Johnson's Ferry.
Yeah.
I can't
Does it
remember.
count
the
as a
full name.
mega? It's huge. I
Dude,
know
no,
that.
it's a literal mega
Yeah,
church.
they have like
It's like
they have
it's like on the list of
Interesting.
mega churches.
they have
in the
satellite
US.
locations.
Yeah, I
in
guess a
other
lot of
countries.
people.
Yeah,
go.
dude, like it is
Literally.
Have you been
That's
inside?
crazy.
I guess
I've
the whole
never
like
been.
I've been
Dominican
inside a couple
Republic thing
times.
seems like
Yeah.
a pretty mega church kind
No,
of
I've
thing.
been inside a couple times. That place is huge.
I've been there
it's
too.
Huge and it's
It's-
very grand. It's a very like
Yeah.
nice place. And so one time I went, my sister had a recital. She was playing the piano, and then one time I actually went. I slept over at my friend's house, and like I was just gonna go to church with them in the morning. I've been to church multiple times. It's
Yeah.
not. It's like it's standard. So I go and like this was my 8th grade, so I'm 14. And I'm like, yo, this guy's homophobic. This guy talking on the stage was like, she's like, hold up, like straight.
Everyone, get out of the pews.
Yeah. I was like, wait, like he's for real. Like,
No,
like
no.
he's
That's
dead
what I've
ass.
heard
Like,
is that that specific pastor at that church, like the head one, is very homophobic.
no, he's super homophobic. I literally
Yeah.
1 for 1. One pitch, he knocked that shit out
Does
the park.
he
was
want
like,
to stone gay people?
he never said that explicitly, but that was like the big lecture. So like it started out with like Camp Rock, and then it went into
Camp Rock.
like
A
that's
wonderful movie.
Yeah, and no, like it just
Yeah, I know
it,
it's a one.
no,
I love that movie.
No, like the Jesus Rock always gives me that feel. Like they started off with Jesus
Oh,
Rock. That's what it was.
Yeah,
Like,
So it's
a
like
bu-
a youth service.
I guess.
A bunch of,
no,
like,
no. There was
kids
grown-ups.
in like capris and cargo shorts.
And then like the guy comes on, and I was listening. Like I didn't have anything better to do, and I was not
Right.
gonna go on my phone. It's super disrespectful. So I just was listening, and I was like, wow, like this dude's serious.
Dude,
Like he's serious. I was like,
the
okay, that's
whole-
crazy. Like,
the
and
whole-
there's a lot of people in this room, by the way. This is a mega church, so
Yeah.
like he's talking to a lot of people. And I'm like, this is crazy.
I've
Like,
talked to some friends who have like kind of broke off from that. Like 'cause they used to go there all the time.
we know a lot of people. I'm not gonna name
Tons of
drop
people. I'm not gonna
anyone.
name drop,
Like,
of course, but like,
a lot
not
of people-
even them. Like people I've just met recently who I'm like, oh, you know, you're from Marietta. Oh, cool. Oh, I went to Johnson Ferry. I'm like, did you really? And then we start talking about it, and they're like, yeah, I don't really go there anymore. And I'm like,
Yeah, like,
why
you
is
see
that?
a lot.
Yeah,
And they just list off all the reasons, like the pastor's homophobic. I said, like the way they describe
Yeah,
it to me.
and I can't. By the way, I can't speak on anything other than my own personal.
Right, I have not
experience.
been there.
So
I'm not
talking
gonna-
about when I went.
Exactly.
there. And then like other times I went because they have really nice basketball courts.
Yeah,
so, like,
that's true.
Played basketball.
But I'll be-
Churches do have the best basketball.
It's
Dude,
kinda-
this
it's
place-
weird.
This place had like 3.
had a full on like
No, like 4, like full
All across,
courts, like,
yeah.
really
Every
nice
Mormon
courts.
church, and there's like 30,000 in the country, are standard built to have a basketball court inside of them.
That's amazing. That is so funny.
Like every single one has to have one. I've never actually. I mean, maybe in foreign countries it's different,
on the
but every
tablet, right?
American church has to have one, because every church has
awesome.
like a basketball
love
team
that.
for their kids and for their adults.
Oh yeah.
That's
It's pretty sick. I mean, it's just like it's like a part of life for me. Like when I came here, like that was the one thing that like didn't change, because I moved from Utah to here. It was a very big shock, but like
Sorry.
the church.
it's funny too because your church is like really small, but
Yeah.
in the middle of it still is a basketball.
dude, it's like a
court.
TARDIS, dude. Like you go inside and there's like a full size basketball.
I had
court
never
in there,
been
and you're
in
like,
there until about a year ago. I always drove past it, and I went in there and
Were
I
you
was
with
like,
your sister?
no, I wasn't. I was
Okay.
doing my Eagle Court of Honor.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Your sister's been in there a bunch.
Yeah, she plays basketball for Mormons. It's kind of weird. It's a little weird.
That is a little bizarre.
But you had been telling me that there's a basketball court in there, so I go in there. I'm like, what? Like I was blown away because that building
Is
is
it, like,
so.
nice?
It's like it's a full size basketball court, like with like a
With
10-foot
an
hoop,
arena.
you know,
Nice.
in the middle of the place.
Stereo, like massive.
I was
I didn't
so
know about
arena
this.
lighting.
There's like
mandated
TVs,
basketball
like,
courts.
Yeah.
cheerleaders
Jesus
just
was
constantly
about
24/7. Just like
no skin exposed
Yeah,
at all.
It's
Yeah,
full.
no, no.
Like long
full,
sleeves,
like none.
Turtleneck.
skirts all the way to the ankle.
Turtleneck.
Yeah, turtleneck.
obviously. Yeah,
And-
that's the uniform.
And they all have the same husband.
Adam's like, I hate you now.
I didn't want to drop any Mormon joke.
I know a lot about Mormons that still practice polygamy.
Dude,
It's-
I would. What the? Of
Dude,
course,
I mean,
dude. If
I
I was
know
a Mormon,
about-
I totally would.
I
That's
know
like
about like
perfect excuse.
I know about like Arabs who like sort of practice it, and like the thing is, it's all like especially like it's not a common practice there anymore. So it's
Yeah.
still like pretty taboo to do it, but I still like know.
It's super taboo here too. It's
Yeah.
super.
it's no, it's like the
It's
only
illegal.
people
What do you mean super taboo?
It's-
I was about to
it's
say.
like-
super
it's like it's
taboo
illegal.
It's like
I
in
straight
feel
terms
like,
of Mormons.
I feel
Oh,
like
okay,
I don't,
yeah,
yeah.
I don't have a
Gotcha.
problem with like polygamy.
Um,
I think it's just like a weird.
well, like
structure.
the way it is right now, like the only Mormons that really practice it are like David Koresh types, like leaving a compound in Texas and like don't let
Yeah.
anybody leave.
Epic.
Most of their extra wives are like related to them, and it's like
I don't like that. Maybe not. Maybe don't do that.
Not the whole creepy part of
Yeah.
it, but
I don't like the whole like first cousin, like sister type deal.
yeah.
You don't want to look like who was the Spanish king, the guy with the
Any Habsburg ever.
the Habsburgs,
Oh, yeah,
the ones who
okay.
grew out like
I
super
mean,
chins.
dude,
Dude,
we're
their
all,
family tree was a circle.
we are all like extremely inbred, all of us, probably.
From like back in
I mean, yeah, distantly, humans are definitely pretty like.
yeah, it's,
Well,
it's a
and-
weird
and
line.
Also, I feel like I totally maybe have some more. There's in my dad's house family. There's a lot of like almost incest. It's kind of hilarious, like how it almost.
like
happened.
what?
So basically, like
He's looking up his family tree.
cousins on both sides. Like they're not related to each other. It just so happens that my dad's like family's on
Okay.
both sides. But it happened like multiple times.
Like,
So
they-
it's just
they,
really
like-
funny where like he'll be telling me about his cousin and I'll be like, oh, like which side? Both. Like it's like weird to
Which
hear.
side? Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
That's actually that's crazy.
Yeah, and also like the families were huge. Disclaimer, like this is like generations ago. So like these are gigantic ass families,
Mm-hmm.
and then like two sets of brothers and sisters might like marry across different sides. That's how my
Interesting.
Just
All
so it's-
ties them
I'm
up.
pretty safe. Like in terms of like going back, like I got Irish and then Vietnamese, so two opposite sides of the world. Part Genghis Khan, part Conor McGregor, I guess.
I mean
Conor
anyone could be
McGregor.
part Genghis Khan. So
Yeah, anyone in Asia is most likely.
yeah, anyone could be part Genghis Khan.
I'm super Irish. I don't know how Irish the exact. I want to do like a 23andMe eventually, kind of see where I
I've
can.
thought
I
about
ain't
it.
giving my DNA to the
I
government.
want to do it too because I know I'm not like 100% Arab. Like I'm Arab 100%. But like if you go back, like I'm Arab. Like that. That's what I claim.
Did
right?
people at Johnson's Ferry look at you weird? Were they like, or was there actually like other?
Well, I went with my black friend.
Oh,
So I mean, not
kind of knocks it out
yeah,
already.
The one in the crowd.
Yeah, so not necessarily stuck out, I guess. But I saw like people I knew, or like, so this was middle school, and I saw people I went to elementary school with, which was always like really awkward. I don't know why.
Yeah.
And like if I wasn't still friends with them, it was always like really awkward. I don't know why. But yeah. So yeah, no, it didn't have to do with like my skin or anything. The
Yeah.
awkwardness. It was more because I knew these people already.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want to do a 23andMe so I can like confirm that I'm Irish, and then when people ask me what my background is, even though no one asks white people what their background is ever,
Okay.
I can
Don't say your percentages.
just be like, yeah, I'm Irish, and then like I'll be happy because if you look at like the list of terrible shit that like Irish
Well,
people have
actually,
done,
2%
that's like not
English.
that there's not that much stuff on it. If I was like,
they're,
true.
they're the victims. What do you mean?
yeah,
Truly,
exactly.
they're the
It's like
victims.
I
Yeah.
can be like, yeah, I'm Irish, and then like not feel bad about like
Right.
maybe like completely decimating a
Right.
population. or,
Yeah, I
like,
never got a
instead of being,
confirmation.
slavery.
French,
I mean, there's still
English.
slavery, but like
I never got a confirmation on whether my
Legalized.
ancestors were South Vietnamese or North Vietnamese. So it's like might want
Interesting.
to confirm that because I could be related to Ho Chi Minh. Who knows?
Yeah, who knows? I mean, hopeful thinking.
Hopeful, thank you.
Yeah,
That'd be kind of
Kinda.
tight. Think I can inherit anything from that? Like,
probably not.
Probably not at all. No.
I watched a documentary on him. He's a pretty interesting fella.
I think you're related to. Never mind.
Whoa,
I was gonna make like
whoa,
yeah. never
whoa,
mind.
whoa,
I'm
okay,
not
easy
Weston.
now.
Wait, we're live.
Speaking of people that I recently looked into a little bit, I think we mentioned this a little earlier, but our high school, right?
Oh shoot, we do need to talk about this.
There's been a lot
What?
of talk over the summer about changing the name of our high school.
Oh, yeah.
And
What, Parsa?
Oh yeah, I just realized I never really like. I was basically talking about the Republican Party and Christianity and like how it's hilarious because like I would not say the views overlap. They don't really overlap with the Democratic Party either. But like it's weird. Like it's weird. I just would like to say this as a closing statement. I find it very bizarre when people point to religion as the reason for voting when like if that was the case you wouldn't vote.
Exactly.
You totally would just not.
Bro, I
vote.
wish everyone got that. Like,
You
oh,
would
that's
not
so
vote.
true.
God wants to kill innocent Afghanistani citizens
using drones.
every single day.
using drones.
He wants to bomb
Jesus
Sudan.
said, "Don't rely on my handouts, for they are temporary." That's my favorite quote from the Bible. It's the best quote for sure.
But we can end on the Wheeler name change thing because I do want to talk about this, and I'm
I
gonna
wanna talk about
give my honest opinion on it because there is the whole thing where things shouldn't be named after Confederate people. I get where people come from that,
Yeah.
but I am honestly on the side of keeping it Wheeler. But if it gets it down to the point, well, it's still after named Confederate, drop the Joseph R part because in my opinion, Wheeler. When you think of Wheeler, you don't think of a Confederate soldier, and it's not. It's not like
I didn't find out it was a Confederate general, by the way.
General,
I didn't
okay.
even find out till junior year.
Yeah.
same.
Because we were talking about who signed the Constitution and George Walton.
Right,
so
George
just
Walton
like
is
the
on
neighboring
the-
high school.
Yeah.
So George Walton is a guy who signed either Constitution or
Declaration of Independence.
Declaration of
Yeah.
Independence, which is like pretty cool. So I think that prompted someone to look up Joseph E. Wheeler and was like,
Right.
Damn.
Well, no. That's funny. Let me give you some context.
yeah,
The year Wheeler was built and established and had school,
segregated.
1965.
Yep.
Same year, Cobb County, the county it's in, was segregated or not or integrated. I mean, integrated.
Yeah. Okay.
So, it is confirmed by multiple people, or it's a thing
Yeah.
that Wheeler was named Joseph R. Wheeler out of like a stick it to
Yeah.
all
Yeah, that's
the,
the thing,
all the
like-
people
That's
of
like a
color.
recurring-
coming.
Well, okay, wait, hold on. I need to. People realize that's like every Confederate monument is the sticking it.
No,
it is,
definitely,
All
yeah.
of,
Definitely.
because all of them were brought up around that time in the 60s. People like one of the counter arguments you always hear is, "Oh, it's been up for like hundreds of years." No, it hasn't. Well,
Yeah.
I'm not even just talking about Wheeler. I'm just talking about like most
They're
monuments.
like
in general.
very.
Yeah.
Most of them have it. Most of them put up like
Yeah.
This
basically-
century.
I think
Yeah.
like
Or
90,
last century.
Last century,
90%
yeah.
of them were like last century. Like
Yeah.
only like
Yeah.
like less.
It was
than
either in the
10%
early
would,
1900s with,
like-
remember
and there's
like
some in
that.
Ohio. Was that even a state during the Civil War? I
Yes.
don't even.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
it
Okay.
was.
Everything
Well,
up to the Louisiana Purchase was, but there's
Okay,
there's statues
cool.
in Washington, like
Okay,
Washington State.
Yeah, Washington State. Okay, Ohio.
Most of them have been taken
was
down.
a state. I can confirm. Definitely wasn't in the Confederacy.
Yeah.
I can tell you that much. Like that's the thing with it. So it's obviously not about like immediate memorabilia for the Confederates. Like it was not immediately built. Like
No,
like
not
they,
at
like
all.
they took
Yeah.
the L basically.
Yeah, when you see like 1965 established, like there's definitely like if it was like something made in like 1910 has similar implications to something built in 1960.
That was during Woodrow Wilson's and like the rising of the KKK. Basically.
Yeah, it's like there's like slight differences, but definitely something built in 1965 named after a Confederate general is definitely trying to send some sort of message.
Right. Especially when the county it's in was integrated that same year.
Oh,
But I do agree with
I wanna
you
go talk
that
to
I think
the-
a lot of things can like surpass their name. You know, like the
Yeah.
definitions of these things change, and like when I think of Wheeler, I think of like.
the school.
I think
Well,
of
I think of
what
one of the
it
most.
is
I
and
think of
what's
one of the
done in
most
this community.
inclusive
Oh
schools.
no! I think the hilarious part is if you brought Joseph Wheeler time travel. He's like, "Look, we got this school for you. You
And
want to
it's
come
full
look
of black
inside?"
people.
He goes in. He's like, "I don't want to be named. Don't name this school after me." Are you
It is
kidding
the
me?
most diverse
It's-
count, or
yeah,
probably.
it's
Yeah,
literally
no, it
like-
totally is.
It's, I think
It's like
like
We're the only
30%
school in
black,
the
like
we're the only school in
30%
like this
Latino.
area that has a like an international welcome center.
It is the
Yeah.
only most diverse high school, but like I think that is what Wheeler needs to represent. The name Wheeler represents a diverse and well put together high
Oh
school.
no! I think that's a great compromise you just brought up. I never even thought of it. So like I will say like the huge pushback like one of the arguments I always hear is like it won't change anything. Like changing the name won't change anything, which is like totally true. Like I'll go like change the school to whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Like it's not gonna matter. Like
Uh-huh.
like it won't make a difference. But I will say like the when something gets named after someone, it is to honor them. And
Definitely.
like we can't
Yeah.
honor a racist traitor. But if you detach the first and middle initial
Yeah.
and like I could totally
I
see
like that idea. Actually,
It's a great idea.
because you're not honoring the guy. You're just
No,
saying
you're honoring the
Wheeler.
school and what
Yeah.
it's become.
Yeah, but then his name is like still, and you can still
see
be like,
that a lot of
Yeah,
people still
exactly.
counter it.
So I would still get why people don't like it.
I think-
I'm curious. So what were the like? Did they ever propose like alternate names?
Well, nothing is going to happen. I can tell you that right now.
Yeah,
because this
no.
Cobb County
Shut it down.
School Board of Commission is not going
Well,
anywhere.
I mean, I've heard them like
it might get
they're
reopened.
moving
eventually.
a little. Yeah, they might.
it's
Reopen
it's
it.
a little bit, but they're not.
after students like started talking.
Right,
to them.
but they're not
Dude, I want
open
to go
to.
talk to them.
I would.
I want to go talk.
Do
to
you
them.
want to ditch
I-
the name Wheeler?
I have some like choice words to say to like the people that voted to dissolve that committee. I, by the way, am of the camp that I completely believe we should change the name. Like, there's not
Full-
like a hair
full-
on my body that
all
believes
of
we
it?
should. Yeah, I mean, like the public education system in the like it's one of our biggest accomplishments. Believe it or not.
Yeah.
it truly is. Right, it's a place where we grow our kids. We herald knowledge. We herald integrity. Like.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't really believe that we should be teaching our kids how to love each other, how to learn, how to grow. We shouldn't teach them.
Yeah. No, I completely agree.
Like how do you feel when you go to school and you're like, man, my school was named after a Confederate general who fought to preserve the institution of slavery, who also owned slaves.
I think
No, I totally agree.
Especially, dude, if I'm like a little black kid,
yeah.
that would not leave a good taste in my mouth.
No,
That-
definitely. I'm not supporting leaving it at all, but I also think that Wheeler has made a name of its own.
Oh yeah, no, I do get that.
If you
That
get what I'm
makes
saying.
perfect sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. And in terms of like, it's almost like, okay, bear with me here. You know, like black people took the N-word and made it their own.
Okay.
Like that's almost like what you're saying, basically. Like
that Wheeler Wheeler took the name
Joseph
Wheeler and made its own
and
thing.
made it a symbol of diversity. Ironically enough.
Yeah,
So like you
that's
could
kind of
almo-
the thing I'm
you
arguing.
could almost look
interesting dichotomy. Yeah.
at it. Yeah, it's like you could look at it the same way. See what I was saying? I swear, I think I like this realization came from watching the Boondocks of all things.
That's kind of funny.
Was like, yeah, like I just kind of got that knowledge bomb from it. But I was like I think they said it, and I just kind of took it, and I'm like, that makes perfect sense. Like they took it and made it their own. Like it's basically empowering now. Like you could
Yeah,
tell,
I mean,
like you could tell your former oppressor, like you can't say a word that used to be used to put you down. Like that's
Someone said that like Wheeler, I don't know if it was you or Jack, but someone said that Wheeler has become like a symbol of inclusivity and diversity. That's only to us, bruh. Like an incoming freshman after a name change literally is not going to care. Like, I mean, it's important to, like, we see it because we've graduated from there and we spent the time there.
If they're not going to
We have
care, then
we
why change the name
understand
at all?
No, I'm saying, like,
What are you saying?
I'm saying that, like, they're not going to care about the name Wheeler when they come in.
or the lack
like
of,
to kids now that are gonna go to high school, like the people that actually like the name change actually impacts.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay.
Like it doesn't impact us at all. It literally doesn't at all.
No, I agree.
I think ultimately, if like you said, the goal is to like create like an inclusive and learning environment where people learn
Do you
to,
think also
to love
do you
each
think
other.
The Republicans that dissolved that committee are like, yeah, Wheeler's an inclusive name. Let's keep it.
No, bro. I'm not.
Well,
I'm
here,
not condemning
I
that
wanna-
committee. I hate that committee.
I feel like
with a passion.
Yeah, but like if you don't think that the school's name should be changed, then you agree with what they did.
Well, I think if we look at this fiscally, I think when we look at a goal of creating a more inclusive and loving environment, and we say all the steps that we need to take to create that thing, is like the investment, like, you know, just the thousands of dollars it would take to change the name, change all of our paraphernalia. That's maybe not the right
I
word.
mean, we could keep the Wildcats and
merchandise.
the W. Like
Yeah.
it's not like we could toss.
And like, well, like
Yeah.
you know, renaming our school and like the name on our jerseys, because we have Wheeler on jerseys.
That's
Just
true.
like, and it's like just like all that money and stuff like that. Are there other goals are there other steps towards that goal of creating a more inclusive learning environment that we could put that towards? Like, you know, would you rather have a really nice looking house with a broken family inside, or a shitty looking house with a happy family inside? And like, what is more important to complete first?
Well, I mean, like it's not a lot of. I mean, I don't know how.
And
much
it
would
is
cost
like
to
in
change it.
perspective, like I don't know what
Dude,
the Cobb
sports
County's
gear is
finances look like.
expensive. Sports gear is expensive. I did not know that until like when I started playing soccer. Like,
I mean, it
they
can be a
make it
gradual
affordable.
thing, though.
Yeah.
Like, you can have the name change at a point when like they have the money to swap out all the jerseys.
Yeah.
Because
Oh
they're
yeah,
getting money.
like you could make a plan right now. Like
Yeah.
like this committee could have just taken the steps to be like, yeah, we'll name it this in X amount of years
Yeah.
when the budget for new jerseys and new all that. Like, because eventually they'll have to get new jerseys and eventually
Right.
you'll have to redo the field
And all the
and
branding.
the Coliseum. Like
And
you'll have to
then the
redo
school.
these
Yeah.
things. So like if they just planned it accordingly, I feel like that would have been like a pretty.
I would like to point out, I'm not for leaving it Joseph R. Wheeler.
Yeah, no,
at
I
all.
understand. I understand.
I would rather.
Okay, yeah, you wanted to.
I just want to clarify
of
that.
Joseph
I
R.
I mean, dude, literally, like,
Or is it Joseph E?
Joseph R.
Joseph R.
But would you be opposed to naming it after a different Wheeler? Because there's a lot of Wheelers around here who they made a list when the committee that got
Oh, yo, that'd be awesome.
right.
if you
That
just
that was
change-
my
I didn't know
favorite
that was what you
idea.
were
Make it
talking
one of the.
about.
I was actually
Yeah.
gonna say. I remember when I went to East Cobb. I
make it a
can't
different-
remember this one girl's
a
name.
different Wheeler.
Dude, or yeah, different.
Yeah, but
Wheeler.
there was someone with the last name Wheeler, and then I just kind
Yeah.
of realized it's like not
Joey
exactly.
Wheeler.
They've picked out a couple of good candidates
Joe
who like
Wheeler.
made a prominent impact around here.
Yeah, if that's the case, I'm totally for
I'm-
it. But yeah, no,
yeah.
I think you have to detach Joseph R. From,
Definitely. I'm not for keeping the name at all.
yeah.
I think it's obviously a symbol of like hate or whatever. Parsa, come here. Say what you want to say. Say what you want to
You're
say.
on, bro.
Parsa texted me some ideas. And
Oh, okay. I was
Okay.
tilting the mic, but
I think we've been over this, but a lot of people just try to be woke for no reason.
oh no, I will say this is totally a symbolic victory.
don't
Like
really-
like assuming you change the name, like it's a very symbolic victory, and like
Yeah.
that's the big thing. That's also frustrating.
Yeah, I'm not like crying because.
Yeah, no.
of course.
I
I'm not losing
literally.
sleep
You
over
said
it.
you didn't even know until junior year. I didn't know
I
until
didn't-
like senior.
I didn't know
year.
until junior
I
year.
literally.
I
like,
didn't
like,
know
I don't
until
think-
I saw
nobody
the
knows.
Instagram repost, the classic repost on story.
Oh, the infographics.
Dude, it's yeah.
But when I did find out, like, it
I would
pissed
say
me off
1
when
out
I
of
found
10
out.
infographics are like useful.
Oh,
and like
100%,
and like they'll also put the source in the bottom corner. And I'm like, okay, props. And then the other ones, I'm like,
Yeah, so many
Yo.
Instagram stories and like reposts drive me crazy.
No, it went bad when I started seeing like the conservative jump on infographics. So like imagine the infographic template, but for like implicitly like racist rhetoric. I was like, what the fuck?
Bright colors.
No, dude, the ones about like BLM, I was like, dog, like this, like if you don't understand, I'm not gonna name drop once again, but like these are. I'll say it after the podcast. Who was posting some of these things? I was like, wow, like you didn't read the post.
A certain conservative mind.
Oh
coming
no
out
no
of
no!
Wheeler High School.
Oh no, I'm not referring to
his-
no, I'm not.
No, we're not talking about-
Okay,
okay,
no,
well,
I'm
I-
referring to
yeah.
people who I would expect to like have like some type of like critical thinking approach to
Intelligence.
seeing like
and
an
all goes back to
infographic.
critical thinking
basic-
all the
And
way.
no, every time it does. And
Yeah.
like ironically enough, I just wrote a paper 2 days ago about like why a public school curriculum needs more than just like math, science, reading, whatever.
Yeah.
Like in this case, like it's a philosophy class, so you're supposed to argue in the either in favor or against of having philosophy taught, like in specifically like freedom and critical thinking. Like
Yeah.
like if you taught these kind of things, but the only thing is it would, because one, like any philosopher, like or like at least the famous ones usually didn't believe in God. And then like when you start getting those kind of things, like especially in the South, like you'd have all types of religious leaders
A
like,
lot of
pitching a fit
issues.
about that.
yeah.
And like, cause like these things usually come with inherent, like the whole class basically is like, it's philosophy and actualizing freedom. And then like, you kind of realize you can't do that with like a lot of the things like the way the U.S. is ran basically. So like if you
It's
were to
definitely a
teach that
regional
class-
thing. Like some places can accept like a curriculum like that, I feel like, and then some like where we live can't.
Yeah.
And I guess
And-
almost all of our public school is
Common Core.
Common Core,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So it's kind of difficult to implement something.
Well,
like
that's
that.
phasing out now.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Common
mean,
Core- I've heard
yeah.
Common Core is like a disaster.
It's horrible.
because it is.
Everybody
It's a-
hates
it's
it.
a-
Yeah.
Everybody
Hey,
hates it.
Weston, what's 2 times 2?
You got this.
4, right? Yeah, but there's like 5 extra steps you need to take to get there first. That's what Common Core is, or at least with math.
I mean, I took the steps. I counted in my head.
I made the little circles and then I like.
No, they want to like visualize math. Like 2 times 2, you want to like draw circles and like they basically wanted to make like Venn diagrams out of it.
You know,
I think
okay,
that ties in
it's
with the
people-
No Child Left Behind.
It's like the visual learning. It's because people learn.
No. It's a good
Idea.
idea
Those
on
learning-
paper. It's great.
Yeah,
Those
but then
learning
it was
styles-
then
no,
you
those
make,
learning
you make
styles
all
got
the kids
debunked,
that
by
don't
the
need to
way.
do that.
Right, it was
No, but
implemented horribly.
like I said, those learning styles did kind of get debunked. The whole thing about like, oh, I'm a visual learner. Oh, I'm a
Really, it's not a thing.
textile
Dude,
learner.
Miss
Oh, yeah.
Moore,
Those have
Miss
gotten
Moore,
super debunked.
Rawad,
Yeah.
Miss Moore.
Oh yeah, this
Oh
is
my
a
God.
former social studies teacher in middle school.
She was
who-
obsessed with those.
Yeah, of
She, like,
course
she like
was a terrible
categorized all
teacher.
of us.
Yeah, dude, and she.
That's
I
kinda
did. I have the class with you. Were you in
Yeah.
the same? Oh, do you remember when she like flipped
She-
her shit on me for asking a question?
Yeah.
I asked a question of clarification. That's all it was.
I remember
I
remember
just had
so
a question
vividly.
about the date when the Berlin Wall fell. That was literally it. I remember so vividly. And she, like, I was, like, shocked. Like, I wasn't even scared. I was like, is she, like, seriously this pressed about me?
It was like 5 minutes of just
and
yelling at you.
I'm a 12-year-old, by the way.
I would have cried. I would have cried.
I think it's
at that age.
hilarious. I mean, I was probably in my feels to some extent, but like, I probably was. I was 12. Okay, and like this is a grown woman. Like
The whole
beating
class was
me.
looking at you, and you were just like, "What is that?"
I was like, what did I do? She made me get up in the class and like double check it on a computer because she thought I was like,
Oh,
checking
yeah.
her. I wasn't like checking her. I just had a fucking question. That's all it was.
Smart ass, just
Yeah,
trying
like,
to
it's
beat
all
the
that- I
teacher.
was not being a smartass too, and like that's totally a warranted. Like, did you think I was? Because I have been a smartass in other classes, but like I know when to be one. Like I know when it's appropriate.
He's a smart ass.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
A smart ass. I saw you change your hat earlier and no one said anything.
I've changed it 5 times so far.
Oh my! So you've
It was a little Easter
5
egg.
times.
wow. Okay, I only noticed one.
I have 4 sitting at my, and actually, just to complete.
What? Only you wore that and a different hat. You've only changed
you only wore
once.
2
He's
hats.
worn 5.
Oh, on the podcast as a whole?
No, this episode.
You
You
only
have
wore
not.
2. Yeah,
No.
you wore 2. Yes.
Well, okay, here, pull him out. Actually, no, he's right. This is a thing. This is a thing.
Oh, you're freaking right.
I'm putting on my progressive hat now.
No. I'm not remembering you putting these, but like memory is a very like unreliable thing.
Oh yeah, the short term. I just meant I was trying to fuck with you guys.
Oh, not only that, like there's a whole thing in psychology where like if I'm not actively paying attention to your, like in this case, your hat, and you
Yeah,
keep changing,
yeah,
I'm
like
not gonna
like
notice.
the,
Yeah, I
the,
only
the
noticed
experiment
when
where
you changed the
like
color.
in like a conversation, a guy would like swap
I
out
noticed
of the
Georgia
conversation.
State one.
Because it's different
it.
colors.
That's
than
the only
other
one
ones.
I
Yeah.
noticed. I did not notice any of the other ones.
Well,
Yeah, now I'm a rose on Twitter.
There you go.
Dude, the worst part was when you took out the hats, I recognized them.
I didn't, but I was like, no, wait, no. He
So I
probably did.
noticed that
Weston was like, "Oh my god, he's right."
Oh man,
That's brutal.
Well, Adam, we wrapping it up.
thank you too for coming, dude.
Got
It was very fun talking with you guys.
Yeah.
This was a good one. For
Lots
sure.
of laughs and lots of information. But do either of you have anything left to say before we end out?
Go vote Warnock and Ossoff.
Oh, please.
I need to get the, like I said,
Warnock and
get those
Ossoff.
losers out of office, man.
Yeah.
Kelly Loeffler, dude.
Final
Bro,
thoughts,
that's
get
a
those
bit.
losers out of
She's kind of Sid the Slothy.
She's
fucking.
also like an idiot. Like I don't even mean that in like she has
Radical
different views
liberal.
than me. She's like
Radical
like,
liberal
she's-
John
liberal.
Ossoff
She's a
and
robot.
Raphael Warnock
Warnock.
are going to
She's a
take
robot.
your penis off.
They
Yeah,
wanna
get rid of
cash
penis and your
bail.
healthcare.
I love that. Okay. Well, final note. I love that. I love that. That school of thought thinks that cash bail is a good thing. Good night, ATL.
We'll be here all week. Besides that, thank you all for listening to this very special episode of the 426 podcast.
I'm not even on that camera.
I hope you all have a wonderful day.